What's the best example of only the guys would understand this? I'm a woman, but maybe you guys can weigh in here. My ex-husband had a brother whose wife was simply gorgeous, think Maggot Robbie beauty. But she was awful. She used heroin, even while pregnant, got into Narconon and AA, then cheated with her sponsor. But no matter what, he would not leave her. Why? According to him and the other brothers, have you seen her? She's beautiful. I actually asked one brother, and that's what he said. The very real and valid decision-making process of cranking one out before a big decision for no other reason than you just need to think about it as clearly as possible. Some women understand it, but I've had others that look at me like I had three heads when I've mentioned this, and no amount of explaining what that change in mindset is like from pre-nut to post-nut clarity brings them around. Spend chunk of time with a buddy and so asks what you talked about. Women don't understand that we can talk about everything under the sun and 30 seconds later we'll not be able to recount a single thing. Also, my wife always asks why the guys have to go to the garage whenever we go to somebody's house. I recently approached a work friend who I can say any crazy shit to and explained it came up at the proper time how I itch a certain part of me by twisting with 2 fingers. He picked it up immediately and said, "Oh yeah, everyone does that." Mind blown. If for a guy, you prob know what I'm talking about. Unspoken rules regarding using public restrooms, such as avoiding direct eye contact and maintaining an open urinal buffer zone. Beard maintenance. Getting kicked in the cojones. Readjusting our balls. Crushing our balls accidentally while sitting. Sometimes, you assess the environment you're in and play far-fetched scenarios out in your head. If someone held me at gunpoint in this room, I would throw the chair at them, then run out that door over there. The nausea you feel when you get hit in the balls. It's a specific type of nausea that I don't think can be compared to other nauseas, like the ones you get when you have food poisoning or drink too much. Seeing some guy, any guy, even a stranger, and doing the upward little head nod to say hi without actually saying anything. It's like, "Hey bro, I acknowledge your existence, have a good one." Once about 50 years ago I was walking up to a bus stop where a mom and toddler sat waiting. The little kid said that man has a nice face. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Men are significantly more likely than women to commit suicide, after all. When males are expected to be stoic and keep their emotions and mental health private, that is what happens. Sitting with your legs apart. I promise, I'm not manspreading, or making some kind of political statement. I'm just trying not to crush my nuts between my thighs in the seat. You're always slightly pinching your sack with your thighs when sitting down. In some cases a whole nut slips under there. You can readjust, but discretion is difficult. Watching a porn movie where this chick takes a monstrous cock, and you look at your cock's size in comparison and suddenly you lose your appetite to masturbate. When you get struck in the balls and the pain and sickness in your stomach start, there are a few seconds where all you can think is, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." We don't watch porn to fantasize about the people on the screen. It's just so we can get the deed done and get on with our day. Or fall asleep. There was a post by a woman here just a day or two ago, asking why her husband, son, etc. were all very impressed with the stick they found. Pulling your ballsack skin out of the leg of your shorts and saying, "Shit, I got gum on my shorts," and everyone looks at your ballsack. Never getting hit on. The feeling that being good enough for the dating pool is a Herculean struggle. An empty inbox on a dating site. Having to suck it the fuck up and be strong when you want to fall apart. I get everyone has to do this, but not on the level men do. Strapping something to a vehicle or watching another guy do it and the impossible to resist urge to say that's not going anywhere. Feeling something close to fury when your sack is stuck to your leg, but you're in a social situation where you can't adjust it. That wet spot in your underwear because you were finished taking a piss. Put your dick away, but it held a few drops in reserve. When your old lady decides she's sick of you and so you have to move out and can only see you kid when she feels like it. Having to pee and fart really bad, at the same time. And only letting one out. I'm convinced it's entirely impossible. Confused face. Some nice replies here, but sorry, you're all wrong from what I can see. Taking a piss with an erection. Mic drop. Walking along a dark street at night and purposefully making noise with your feet as you approach a lady from behind. You go into a bathroom. You talk to no one. You make eye contact with no one. You do your bushiness and leave. The initial ah when stepping into a pool or cold water cause our balls are shocked and are shriveling up. If you're near enough water and there's stones around you, the code dictates you throw stones in the water. Having to sneeze while you're peeing. Suddenly you are in a rodeo on a bucking bull trying to keep it steady. The unbridled joy of you and your homies finding the perfect sticks to reenact battle scenes from movies. Probably someone already wrote this, but getting kicked in the balls. But there's obviously more, like duh, that funny little step and twist we do while walking to get our testicles to stop sticking to our leg, peeing in the woods, and those pee spots in the woods, and the long conversations about said pee spots. Guys insult each other and don't really mean it. Gals compliment each other and don't really mean it. That moment of realization when you stand up and realize you had cut off circulation to your balls, having to shake and make sure you don't got pee in your wee after for like a couple of seconds. You turn 30 and suddenly exactly 7 of your eyebrow hairs are 16 got wire and grow 50 faster. The urge to throw a big rock into water, roll a big rock off a cliff, etc. Big rock good. Chilling in the hot tub with your favorite homie but 5 feet apart because we're not gay. Peeing when you have a boner is the worst experience, alongside trying to pee after sex. That one over-exaggerated step off to the side while walking when it's hot outside. The overwhelming joy of throwing a rock into a body of water and seeing the splash. Only the guys would understand this. Some sticks are good and some sticks are bad. Never sit with your back to the door and have a plan to kill everyone in the room. The utter creativity involved in pissing with a boner without making a huge mess. Having unusually personal and deep conversations while staring into a campfire. Sometimes it just feels good to hold your grape nuts for no particular reason. Standing in the yard with a beer when a tornado is supposed to be rolling in. Pressure washing the crap spackle off the toilet bowl with your piss stream. Not being able to get up from your desk office because you have an erection. The funny walk you gotta do when your balls are chafing stuck to your leg. The nod. Whole conversations can be had with the simple tilt of your head. The pinch and roll or scratching with the whole nail rather than the edge. Being able to make your cock bounce up and down when you have a hard on. Gotta slap the mulch at the hardware store. Also sitting on your balls. Wincing in pain when you sit down. Ladies, we just sat on a testicle. The awkward moment when your dick touches underneath the toilet seat. 5 urinals against a single wall means there are only 3 urinals. Your piss splitting into 2 when you've got dried cum in the pee hole. The pain of getting any unwanted aggression to the testicular area. Being labeled a creep if you're not conventionally attractive. Throwing rocks and things, a pond, a frozen pond, down a hill, etc. Loneliness. There's just this different kind of alone you feel. Nocturnal emission. When your dreams give you a helping hand. Shaking the gas nozzle after pumping to get the last drop off. Crunchy leaves are the best. Sloppy leaves are an anticlimax. Have to cross that tree before that car does or we all die. 1 white random object surrounded by 5 black random objects. I feel like your anal psychology is hard to grasp for non-men. I raised 3 boys. Farts is something that they understand. Horoscopes, psychics, and tarot cards are all bullshit. Men run to the window when a helicopter flies by. Brothers, all you all doing is telling them our secrets. Checking out the new set of tires the neighbor got.